recording. Thanks, Kimber. So yeah, Cameron, I will just kind of let you take it away to answer some of those questions, and we'll open up for more questions.
Cool. Well, let me just share my screen. How about that?
Awesome.
You guys can just see what we're doing. So you guys are all very familiar with Command, right? Everyone's in there working hard. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Well, let's just dive right into what we're doing then. Close out my other tabs so you guys don't steal my other ideas.
So can you kind of tell us like how many leads you guys are getting, what you're paying for? I mean, I'm sure maybe some of that's what you're going to be showing.
Yes. So, well, right here, they have this new fancy little dashboard. So we have spent $220, $227.61, and we've received 62 leads from it.
Wow.
In the last 30 days. So not bad. The math on that's like 370, if I remember correctly. But what we have been doing, let's just click right into the ads. So when I first did this, we had awful results. We were getting like $8 a lead. And I'm like, Josh's team is up on stage saying that he's getting leads for less than $2. Show me how. So like if you look back, like, yeah, $15 a lead. We didn't get any leads on this one and spent money, $5. So basically what I started to do, something goes wrong. Good. Love live demos when things go wrong. I started to post the same house and do small tweaks with every single thing. And then I got even better at testing, more scientific. So I would do like my same ad that I would always do, and then try one little tweak. And so I could see the same house, but obviously this is different. 2 channels versus Facebook. These leads were $1.50, these were $3.75. And so I just went step by step to try to figure out what works better than everything else. And I'm working on my formula still, but I have ads to post. You guys just want to see how I do it? Would that be helpful?
Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so first of all, I always start by making a landing page. And I actually had this genius idea, which is going to be one of my tests now this week, is instead of sending them to a landing page, you could send them to like your KW page and land them there. That might be way better than what I'm doing. But anyway, so this is what I have been doing. So I just create a landing page here as a standalone page. Call out if I'm going too fast, because I've done this a whole bunch, so I'm getting really quick at it.
Okay. We have Kimber on here, and she's going to be doing a more of like a how-to. We want to see what you're doing, and then Kimber can slow it down on another training. So
Deal. Let's hide some of these things on Zoom. All right, so everyone is coming because of the listing. So I throw the listing on there. I always do the lead form, but they always earlier and is a lead, so I don't know why I do this. I want them to download my app and then stay legal. So I just drag and drop those in. And I have this listing that I want to do.
So do you have a price range that seems to work better than others, or any tips on that?
You know, I've just really been doing on my listings, and everything seems to be working well so far. So I haven't done any too crazy priced like this example, 1.4 million. Definitely haven't done anything there. But this one is a higher price one in Taylorsville. We'll see how that does. Select the listing, and I use a lot of defaults just to make my life easier as I'm doing all of these. Interested, let's talk, download my app. Oh, and I keep forgetting to do this, sorry. It hates that I don't have links correctly in here. And no one probably clicks on these anyway, so I'm okay with links not working. So, and just rename it the address. Sorry if you hear my children talking in the background. They don't understand that I work. Like, you're just hanging out. You're just talking to people. So once I have the landing page, then this is where I'm driving traffic. I mean, that's the one part about Facebook is you have to drive traffic somewhere. And so we have the place. So then in campaigns, we'll create a new campaign or social post. Maybe. Keeps jumping all over on me. I wanted to do a lead, paid ad. Okay. I don't think that anything here matters, to be honest. But I always do attract buyers. One time I tried to do attract listings or I did advertise listing compared to attract buyers. I got way more on attract buyers. Seems to be the best. I seem to get better results from Facebook, but I always like to put it on Instagram as well. I don't know why. That's probably one of the tests I should do, is where I should be running my ads. Get the address. Okay, so the number one thing that I figured out. What they pull in for this description is usually not very good. And what I have been adding in are just a bunch of little emojis. And people seem to click way more often with having those. So I don't know, it says something about fireplace. We could look for someone with fire, something like that. And then just throw them in. And people love things like this. Perfect for entertaining. Let's just end with a nice little, I don't know, what, I don't use emojis well enough. Sorry, my baby's crying. I'm gonna make him happy. My wife decided to go to the store and is not back yet. I decided I don't like that emoji. So that is the top part, obviously. So you'll notice if you click through different preview types, some of it gets cut off. And so I've seen other people like try to point to it, like click below kind of a thing. But if you do an Instagram ad, it's above. So be very careful on what you're using because it defaults to this web where most people scroll through with their phones. So I would look actually at what it looks like on a mobile, and I don't have my little fire emoji, so I'm missing out on that, but that's probably just fine. Enter the headline. So this is what I actually did. I have this little helper sheet that I created just to remind myself what I've been doing. So what I put for all of my headlines is click learn more for all the info. This button here. I want people to know to do that. Then in description, they say you should add a description to tell people to click more. I'm doing that again because sometimes, again, it doesn't show up depending on where you're looking for. So let's keep it mobile. So it's there. Save text, configure the media. So you actually get better results with just one picture. I don't know why, but I tried adding 3 here and it did not work as well. Maybe the house wasn't very cool. That's the one thing that I need to do these a few more times to really learn. But typically just one picture works really well. I don't think the DBA has anything to do with anything. Then we'll configure it. So the red sign team page. I've yet to do an Instagram story. I don't know. When I do Instagram, I just click through the stories so fast. Are you guys like that? Or are you guys actually listening to them, looking at them? I don't know.
Yeah, I always do add, because stories is just fast.
Yeah, I feel like you can, even scrolling, I don't know. It seems better to just do ads, but I want to try a story. Okay, the biggest thing is you want to use this Facebook lead generation form. I don't know if you guys have clicked an ad and seen this yet, but it's if you click the Learn More button, it will pull up like a form that you need to fill out with your name, email, and phone number, but it's already filled out with Facebook's information that they have on you. So it's like you click it, it's filled in, you can edit it if you want, otherwise you just click keep going, and it will go right there. So we're going to choose our site. Put it at the bottom, yeah. So then we'll drive them to that page that we created. Or you could drive them here on the actual listing, which could be something that we want to test out. If I listing, sure. So instead of creating a landing page, I could send them right to kw.com on my link, because I've set up the website. And that might be a little better, because then they start browsing around here. So I'm actually going to try that with this listing. After we talk, I'm going to create another one, see which one has some better engagement. This is the bulk of where you're going to do it, of all of your cost per lead. This is where things change a bunch, is this ad targeting, and where most of my tests have been. So it defaults to some algorithm, I don't know how it works, 20 miles around Taylorsville. So everything in Salt Lake County. You can't really go smaller, but I have been using custom settings and getting way better results. So I do just use the address. 20 miles seems fine to me. I don't know if we'd want to go smaller than that. I think if you're looking in Taylorsville, you'd probably be okay. Anything around there. And then I add a bunch of interests. And so I'll let you guys go through all of this, but my interest is everything real estate that I could think of. If you click into these interests, you can go through and actually look through, but apartments, maybe if this was a condo, that might be a good one to do. And I just went through and found everything that was real estate related. And so then I just go through and custom home, sure, this one's a little custom. So you type that in, custom home, you can add all of these. So the more that you add, the more that it will show up, because I'll just do Zillow as well. Show you. I always do the or, because I don't want them to be interested in anything here. So then it tells you about how big your audience would be if you didn't have a radius. So like a ton of people are interested in Zillow, but then you narrow that down by 20 miles from Taylorsville. So if you're interested in Zillow, you might want to do that. But you'll notice as you do that, you could get into things that are very agent specific, like Premier Agent. So don't do those things. I end up seeing a bunch of my own ads, which I always hate, because I know all of you guys are probably getting my ads too. And I'm like, dang it, how can I not get real estate agents to have them? But just going through and adding all of those. I would create a list and kind of go through and see, what does this home match there? For example, we're doing a floor plan on this ad, or on this home. We don't have it, but I could add in floor plan is one of the categories. So I could add that in. So people interested in floor plans might see this and be like, oh, I like this floor plan, why build? Things like that. Anyway, then it's onto your budget. It defaults for 10 days and $30, which that's what I've been doing, seems awesome. And then I don't want to distribute it evenly across the channels. I want whatever's working best to just go. So I use it dynamic, daily up to 150 is what it fills in. That way, that's why I'm Facebook heavy as you look at my preview, is I'm letting it, whatever it does best, that's what's going to keep going. And it puts more money there. And so that is how I create an ad.
Hey, Cameron, on the section above the Facebook, Instagram ad section. So technically it's targeting based on Taylorsville and those interests, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So someone that's interested in custom homes, that their location. Now I'm not sure how the location works, because there's two kinds of location. There's like where you actually are most of the time, and then if you Googled like Taylorsville custom homes kind of a thing, that would be like you're interested in that area, but you don't live in that area. So I don't know which one it looks at, but it seems to do a pretty good job.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a pretty simple process when you get it all dialed in and know what you want, but really play around and think like, okay, if this ad came up, would I care? I think we forget a lot of the times, like, would my friends click on this? I always think about my wife, because she's the one that clicks on stuff all the time. I'm like, would my wife click on this? And if she would, I feel like I created a good ad. So it's not so robotic, this step, this step, this step. It's like, okay, let's create it, but then let's actually dive into it and see what this looks like, and would someone like it or not. So
have you ever done like a video, like posted
no
like a video, or you're just like what you just did is pretty much what you're doing on all your listings?
Yep, we've done it on most of ours so far. And it's funny because some of the properties just aren't as good. My very first property that I was advertising was this one, and it is just, I don't know, we couldn't even sell it for some reason. It took so long. It was on the market for like 2.5 months.
Is Cameron frozen? Are you frozen?
I think you must be. I thought maybe it was just mine.
He's frozen. You're frozen.
Did we lose him?
He'll be back. I think a good point that he made is thinking, what would you click on? I know it sounds so elementary, but would you click on a 2-car garage, even if this is your listing, right? Like a 2-car garage house that's in the high 6s. I'm not going to click on that, right? That's going to be totally out of my price range. I'm not even going to click on it. However, if you post a picture of the middle or the living room, and it's a pretty living room, and your this is what I did for the Hive house, the title where Cameron put click here or learn more, click learn more. I just put upgrade your space with a house emoji. And so someone is going to click on that that's not in the 600,000 range. But that's the point, right? Mm-hmm. We're not trying to target everyone that wants to buy that house. So I think how he was just saying that small thing, like, what are you going to click on? It's a good rule of thumb.
Cameron, you're on mute. We can see you, but we can't hear you.
My internet just stopped working in my house.
Yeah, that's okay.
Gosh. So I'm on my phone now. Yeah, what I was just saying, it's really easy around listings So as long as you have a listing or get permission from an agent, it's really easy to continue to do these ads. I started to try to figure out how to like get app downloads and things like that. But my last ad did not go great. So I don't think people liked it.
Okay, so Clint is asking, is there a difference between social post and social ad when choosing the campaign type?
Yeah, social post, the unpaid one, is awesome. You should play around there. If you connect your business page, you can like schedule posts and things like that. It gives you example content and things. So it's more just like posting organically to Facebook, but it's a super cool tool that they built. So use that if you're not going to pay for any ads.
Okay.
But social posts for everything paid.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
So I'm a brand new agent. I don't have any listings of my own. And so like, just trying to be cautious of budget or whatnot. Do you feel like this is something, like if I were to call you and say, hey, Cameron, do you have a listing that I can run? I mean, is this worth in listing yours and advertising yours as a new agent to then produce buyers, right? That's what I'm looking at doing, because I can't go do an open house for you now.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something you would be open to as another agent for me to, obviously, right? Because I'm just double posting.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, and really there's no limit. Like I could post something and you could post the same ad or a different ad, and people were just like, oh, I'm seeing this house everywhere kind of a thing. They must really want to sell it kind of an idea. So I don't see a problem at all with something like that, even if that agent's like, oh yeah, I already post things.
So then that landing page then would direct people to me, because then I'm trying to produce the buyer, right? Is that how I would set that up? Have you played with any other posts or any other advertising other than listings that you have found successful that you've paid for?
Not yet. I tried to get people to download my app this last weekend, and I don't know if anyone did. That's my biggest problem with all of this is I'm kind of a nerd, guys. So I like tons of data. So I want to know, okay, which ad did it run? What time was the best? Like, let's figure out everything. And all I know is that I got a Facebook lead. And so I'm okay that I got the lead. And then in the campaign, I can see how many leads it generated, but I can't see like it generated this many leads that are actually buying a house now.
When you get a lead, do you get their information that then you can put into command, and now you're starting to
so
work
it
them?
automatically gets sucked into command. So you get a notification on Kelly that you received the lead.
Okay.
And so you can literally get the notification, click to call, and make all the notes, and it's in Kelly. It's just marked as a lead. Some people will forget that there's contacts and there's leads. So the default view is contacts. So you have to, in the contacts, filter out to see leads. And then it will show you all the leads you generated.
Oh, thanks.
For things.
You guys have other questions for him? Cameron, I know we've had a few people who have run ads, and then I've heard, they don't work. I didn't get anything. That's kind of where I'm feeling the temperature of things. My big aha from you really is, really take time to test them out, research them, like don't give up on just doing one ad. Like what would be the most ads that you guys have received, or the most leads, excuse me?
We tend to get
really successful ad.
Well, most of them we're putting just the $30 in, as we're doing a ton of different tests, and our cheapest is $1.50. So what is that, 20 leads? Is that math right? 20 leads at $1.50 is $30. That sounds right. So that's probably one of our better, and that's becoming more common as we get ads going and things like that. So the more we do, the better we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, it's not weird to get them for $3 and under, which is still 10 leads, where if you think of them as 10 people that are added to your database that now you can work and call every 90 days. You can set them up on a drip campaign or a smart campaign, which if you haven't set up your texting, for sure do that. You can have text automatically get sent out to these leads. So literally, I mean, there's a ton of studies saying you should call within 5 minutes. Well, sometimes that's hard, but you can set up these campaigns to have these texts automatically go out, and people just respond, and randomly you'll just be like, oh, I got a notification because someone responded to something that I didn't even think about doing.
And that's through Twilio? Yeah,
Twilio. If you just configure the Twilio, it gives you a Texas number automatically, but if you email Twilio, they'll give you an 801 or a 385 number.
Okay.
And so that's awesome follow-up with the lead, which ends up being most of the problem for agents. Once they get some leads, it's following up.
I've just had years a lot of people, like you said, that just are not getting leads yet. So another thing that I noticed that you're doing that a lot of people aren't doing is that huge list of interests. I see people put 1 or 2 interests, but you're putting a lot of interest in there, right?
Yeah, I want a big bucket to advertise to. And so the more people I can get, the better.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I would just run tests. I would run two or 3 ads for every time you post. Like if you decide like, okay, I'm going to spend $30 a week, maybe do 3 ads at $10 each and see what works. And then your next week you can spend your $30 on what actually worked. And so rather than not getting leads and not getting leads and not getting leads, you can kind of filter down for what works for you, and then what leads are the best that you're getting.
Okay.
Because I was in that same boat. I ran a bunch of ads and didn't get any leads, and I was super mad. I was mad at Josh Team. You lied to me. But after I did a few of these little tweaks, I ended up getting leads, and now I'm just trying to get the most amount of leads for the least amount of money.
Yeah. So is this a good portion of your guys' lead generation right now?
It's going to be. Our biggest problem is lead routing doesn't work. And so we're not living in command as a CRM. Okay. So here in a month or 2, we're going to be off of Boomtown. And those Boomtown then will be in command. And so leads will be automatically assigned. We'll do a lot better. So right now it's small as we just tweak our things.
Okay. Would you be willing to show us a little bit into your cheat sheet that you have? It looks like a Google Doc or an Excel sheet. Like, what are you doing there to make your life easier as you do multiple?
Yeah, I can send that out. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah, send that out after this when I get internet.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. The one thing that I've known for a while here, as we've done Facebook ads in the past, is usually those leads are not right now business. Some of them are. We have some weird ones that we'll get a lead and they will convert and we'll end up selling them a house within weeks, kind of an idea. Others are kind of earlier into the process, which kind of makes sense. If you think about it, like you're scrolling through, you're like, a house. Yeah, I'd kind of want to buy a house, like click and then start going through the whole process. You're kind of new. If you're like, yeah, let's buy a house this week, you've probably done a little more of that clicking already and you're further into it. And so it's getting people higher up on the funnel. But if you can create some campaigns like a 36 touch, the 8x8 and all of those smart trip type things, then those people become yours rather than searching on another site or getting captured in another ad later on and going to someone else. So I think that's the biggest problem is people don't put the time into the leads that they get. Mm-hmm. You really need to build yourself a relationship with them.
Yeah, definitely. How many closings have you guys had off of your Facebook leads?
So we actually stopped Facebook leads last year because we weren't having a whole ton. But before that, we would close 10 to 20 Facebook deals every year. It's pretty common. And then, yeah, we did the 80-20 rule, right? We realized that 80% of our budget was getting us 20% of the closings, and we were spending most of that money on Facebook. We're like, that doesn't make sense. So last year we put a whole bunch more into SOI, which helped, but it didn't move the bar because you need more than just the one SOI source to really grow. And so about 6 months ago, we're like, we need to get back into it. So we ramped up Facebook and Google and started to do those again. And now we have a whole bunch of buyers and even some sellers that we've been talking to. That's great. Which is the other thing. I haven't figured out advertising for listings. I don't think anyone has, but most of these buyers will own a home depending on your price point of your posting. Like if you're posting a $500,000 home, those buyers are probably already going to own a home that you get to sell.
Right.
But like, what's your home worth kind of a thing, we haven't had great success with those.
Okay. So the majority of the leads are going to be buyers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back in the day, Facebook let you do a whole bunch more filters, and we used to filter our ads to people that owned a home. That was like the best thing ever. But now they're like, oh no, now you're discriminating against people that don't own a home. Like, no, change it back, Facebook.
So do you run all of your Facebook ads through Command, or do you still do any outside of Command? Everything's in Command.
100% in Command, yeah. We do Google Ads through Google. And it's because we were already doing that. So it's interesting. If you post a Facebook ad on Command, you don't get to see the back end of like in Facebook ads. If you've ever ran an ad on Facebook, there's a whole Facebook ad section. You don't get to see that. It's almost like Command has that for you. You pay money to Keller Williams as well. So it's not even going to Facebook technically. It goes to Keller Williams that then pays Facebook. But with Google, it just creates an ad in your Google Ads account. And then you pay Google out of your Google Ads account. And you get a little more flexibility. If you know Google Ads, it's good to dive into that, into your Google Ads account rather than Commands. But if you don't, they have a lot of default settings that are very helpful. Less control, but helpful.
Okay. Does anybody have any other?
Google Ads, for the record, I think close sooner than Facebook ads, because people are actually searching like South Jordan homes for sale, and they're ready to buy one of those homes or go look at one of those homes, where Facebook's more like a passive scroll. So Facebook's a little further out than Google.
Isn't Google, though, if you're doing Google AdWords, I mean, that's a lot more money.
Oh yeah, we're like $13 a lead right now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think that's like a huge thing, and Cameron can attest to this because they did Facebook ads last year. But the simplicity that Command brings to being able to advertise on Facebook for you guys is insane. Like, I had been an ads manager before, and I mean, there are people that are marketing people that have been trained on the system that you're going to get more effectiveness from it if you use Facebook ads. I went through with Heather Roxburgh's team a few days ago and showed she hadn't been in Command, and just showing her how to do a Facebook ad in there. She was like, "You're kidding me. It's this easy." Would you not agree with that? Being someone that's done both?
It is very easy. My problem is I get to the point where I have to like come up with a picture and write something. And I'm like, dang it, what am I going to put? And this just like solves my problem. It's like, oh, I have a listing. It automatically brings in my description that the agent on my team wrote. I just need to tweak it and make it look better, or go grab some info from the MLS that I want to put out there. And I'm getting way more clicks. The other thing is Facebook gives you a discount if you buy like crazy amounts of ads. And that's why everything runs through KW Command, is because they are buying crazy amounts of ads. So we get a bigger and bigger discount the more people are running ads. And so leads get cheaper and cheaper, which is awesome. And then there's some AI in the background that's learning what people are doing, and they're helping that algorithm to figure out who should see the ads get better and better. So the more ads we run, the better it is for everyone else.
Awesome. So just by raise of hands, because it looks like everybody's on mute, who has run an ad before?
Me.
On command. So we have Carmen and Clint, both through command, and Jess. Okay. The reason why I'm saying that is so Gary Keller is doing, there is a coupon in there right now. So Cameron, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that piece of it, but if you guys go in there and you spend $75, he actually will reimburse you $50, or it will only cost you $25. And Gary Keller is paying that out of his own pocket to really encourage people to go in there and run these Facebook ads right now. Obviously, people are home and they're spending more time on their phones, and so I think it's a really good opportunity for us to go out there and kind of test these and play around with them and get some leads.
I think it's reimbursing you 25.
Oh, is it? Oh, I said it backwards. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if you have not run an ad, I mean, that's a great incentive to go out there and do exactly what Cameron just showed us to do. Does anybody have any other questions for him?
So do you have to spend the 75 at one time, or is it over a period of time?
It's the one ad, and it has to be, I believe it has to be your very first ad.
Yes.
So
So when you go in there to run it, there it will say like apply the coupon. It shows up as a coupon. Yeah. Any other questions, you guys? So quiet.
Hey, I don't have a question, but I've been running right now. I'm running 2 ads, and one of them is like, what is your home worth? And it's not got me anything. It's been complete garbage. So use me as a dummy, and like I would say, you know, it doesn't work as good as it sounds like the buyers are. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, buyers for some reason click on things, and sellers are so weary of clicking on stuff. Strange.
How
Well,
do
if
you
you think about it, like you're clicking on stuff like, oh, that's a pretty house and I want to live there, but you're not you know what I mean? Like how, it's a good point, Cameron and Clint brought it up too, like how are you attracting a seller? You know, with an image, because really you are. The image is like most of it in my opinion, and then like what you say below is like a tiny part of it.
Yeah, especially if you look at Instagram, because that is so visual. Or I mean, the story is all visual. If you have a good picture, you can get ads or leads from ads that way. But I think the copy has less to do with anything.
Yeah.
So I gotta throw those emojis on there, man, because they're
That's
pictures.
How are you leveraging your loan officers to help you with this? You know, I'm assuming you are generating a lot of leads that maybe are not quite ready. Like you said, it's a little more long term. Do you leverage a lender to help you in any of this?
Yes and no. So right now he's paying for a lot of our Boomtown, but we're transitioning him off of Boomtown as we get off of Boomtown, because we spend like $1,800 just on the system with us and the lender. And so we're going to take that and just move it all into ads here in a month or two when we're done with it. So I'm very excited for those days.
Awesome.
And then, yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so do you send those leads over to them to get them pre-qualified right away?
Yeah. So we do some where, and we're still trying to figure out the best system, because we've shared the leads with him very early, like some we can't get a hold of, and we're like, you try to get a hold of him, and he'll call through them as well. But he says he always has like weird response like, wait, who are you? You're a lender? No, I went to a real estate site. And so he thought that was strange, but so usually it's when we get a hold of them, we send them to him.
Okay.
But there is a lot of things about Keller Mortgage all over the place, like if they download the app and stuff. So I know he's weary about paying too much if we're like helping people get the app and then they're like, let's go with Keller Mortgage.
Yeah.
But you're still going to get a lot because we'll send things to you. So we'll see how that ends up going. But yeah, he'll put in about half of our ad spend.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I was more thinking on kind of the follow-up, just credit cleanup or just getting them on a plan because they may not be ready to buy like right this second. So
yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing that we do with all of these leads is we have no problem meeting with them very early and having them talk to a lender very early. And basically the pitch is like, we're not going to run your credit or anything like that. Like, we want to make sure that you are ready when you find the right house. And so like, if you need to clean up your credit, like you were saying, like that is a great thing that they can do. They can walk you through. They can give us like an idea of price points so we don't fall in love with a house that's out of your price range, and just little things like that to get you ready. And people are always okay with that. Like, oh yeah, I'm fine with that. They're not pulling my credit. And then that's a whole nother conversation. Let them pitch on why they should pull credit early or not.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for doing this for us today. We just heard that you guys are killing it out there. And so we appreciate you sharing that with us and all your ideas. And if nobody has any other questions, we can definitely let Cameron go. Any more questions?
Nope. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, Cameron.
I do have a request though.
Okay.
When you guys get better than me at ads, you have to teach me what you're doing.
Deal.
Okay.
We will do that.
Okay, Terry, I'll send
thank you so much, Cameron. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Kimber, did you want to, are we going to, so that, you guys, that's kind of high level. Like I wanted you to be able to see the opportunity. I do hear from not necessarily everybody on the screen, but I do hear a lot of people say, I ran an ad and it didn't work. So I wanted you to be able to see it straight from somebody who is running ads consistently and they are working, they are getting deals, they are closing. So the next step would be, we do want to take some time to really be able to dive in and workshop this and make sure that you're actually running the ads. So Kimber, would there be a time, or I know you were thinking of putting it on the schedule this week, that we could actually implement what we just learned?
Yeah, so it's actually already on the schedule. So Thursday at 10.
Okay.
It's just Facebook ads, and I am already going to have something created. So maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a girl, but I would not go click on a photo and post it. I would create something ahead of time, but that's just me. So I can show you. We're not gonna go through creating anything.
Okay.
But I'm going to have it already created, and then we're going to walk through the steps of actually posting an ad. So, and we'll record it for anyone that's not able to come at 10.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just to add to that, we'll also be doing, Emily's doing tomorrow's class at 10 on 411.
Okay.
And even though, I mean, it does apply to command because there is a spot you can do goals, but it's going to be a good one to come to. So we're just doing those Tuesdays and Thursdays for the month of April.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then by then I'll have his little cheat sheet, which I think would be huge to see kind of his back end of like those interests and how he's doing that. So we should have that before Thursday, and I'll send it out to you guys so you have it. And then that way, when we sit down with Kimber Thursday morning, we can kind of dive into that too a little bit.
And if someone has, like, I'll just throw this out there. If someone has a listing that they are just like, hey, I was going to do this anyways, like, can I be the guinea pig? I love actually doing a workshop where I click post, and it's not just like, and then this is what you would technically do. So if anyone wants to throw up their listing as a guinea pig.
I will.
Oh, yay!
Okay, so
I'll get with you on the details and stuff, but.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So then we'll just actually be posting one start to finish.
Yay. Okay.
So the last few minutes, I really just want everybody to kind of get off of mute and let's mastermind a little bit. I do want to know how everybody's week is going. How is business going? Did anybody do open houses this weekend? Let's just hear kind of what's going on out there.
Are we allowed to do open houses?
Yes. You can do open houses. It really is just a matter of you still have to apply the social distancing.
Okay.
So a lot of people are just allowing like one couple through at a time, or, you know, like I've even heard people not letting the agents come through, that only the buyers can come through. I took a buyer to one and they said no kids could come in. So, I mean, it really is whatever rules I think the agent and seller want to apply. I do think you just need to make sure that you are showing that you are being safe and
Okay.
using social distancing. I know Jeff did an open house for me this weekend and not one person came. So I'm just wondering how everybody else's is doing. We thought since they lifted the stay-at-home order on Friday and the weather was nice, it would have been a little busier. So I'm just kind of curious what you guys are seeing.
I'm just seeing that my listings are getting a lot less showings.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm seeing
Does that
people
mean we
do
can
the.
door knock?
What's that, Cher?
Does that mean that we can door knock?
I don't believe we can door knock still. Yeah. That would be something I can definitely check with Emily and Rich. I know originally when it came out as us being essential workers, which is what we're still considered, it really is mostly, you know, teleconferencing and doing everything from home that we possibly can, other than showings. And open house, I think, falls kind of under those showings.
Okay.
So I think we still have to be pretty careful on that soliciting side of things, but we can definitely double check.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else was saying something?
Oh, I was just saying that I know that Tim did this over the weekend and so did Scott, but they're just creating like a live event on their business page and then posting that link on the spot for virtual open house on the MLS.
Yeah.
It would be cool to maybe have, I know on team meeting for sure one of them will be on it, maybe just having them chime in on what they've got from that.
Okay.
Because if anything, you're going to have the link anyways, and then it's going to drive people to your business page. I mean, if anything, you're going to get more engagement on your social media. There's a good
I
way.
have heard that from a couple people that did the watch party, that they're getting, you know, 1,300 people watching the open house versus your one or two, or in my case, none that came into the open house. So you're at least being able to show your seller that you have a lot of people walking through it, right? So we could definitely ask them. Yeah. What else is going on? Does anybody have any questions for the group or anything else that you have concerns about or would like to know how people are doing things?
Hey, Terry, you had said a few weeks ago that you would send out an email with those like pre-made little posts, like graphics. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was from
The
either
list reports?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yes, TJ is on here as well. It's actually being offered by OneTrust. So he just will need to know, and he can see who's on here and I can let him know. He just would need your email. So I can get that over to him.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can send that over.
Is anybody else set up on list reports?
I was able to go on after we had that meeting. I never did get that email from them, but I just went directly to list reports and was able to sign up for free. And I'm able to share everything. So yeah, just go check out list reports.
Okay.
And you'll see everything that we learned on that call.
Okay, thanks.
Carrie?
Yeah.
Am I able to share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys this really quick, and I can send you the link. But just on the subject of social media and thinking about like content right now. So KW shared this. It's on the outfront.kw.com. It's 10 social media posts to show your clients you care. And so what's cool about the article is it'll post each idea, right? So post 1, how to help if you're feeling helpless and staying connected while social distancing. But what's cool is you can click on this download post graphic and it will link you.
Eventually
This is
to,
why I'm like, I haven't tried it yet, but
so that was
it
out
should
front.
link you to, outfront.kw.com.
Okay.
And it should link you straight to the campaign or the template in Designs in Command that matches up with that post it was talking to you about. Or you could just go to this pivot shift ahead in Designs and it'll show you like the templates. But then you can go click on these templates and change them to be your branding or whatever. So like no
Wow, that's
device
awesome.
activity for kids, but I thought even the detail on it is cool. Maybe you don't like the graphics, but this content specifically I thought was a really good idea to share valuable things to your sphere. So yeah, I would look at that if you're thinking of social media ideas or you feel like you have a lack of social media ideas right now.
Thanks, Kimber. Okay, so my next question is everybody signed up for Bold? Yes, no? So yes, okay, awesome. So you guys, I know I sound like a broken record and a commercial, which I am totally fine to do that. But Bold is awesome. It is going to be 4 weeks. It's going to get us through May. It's a couple hours every single, it turns out to be 4 days a week, but the actual curriculum is 2 days a week. But we will have access to our coach on Wednesdays and Fridays as well. So this could turn into a 4-day, almost like a boot camp, but it's going to really keep you engaged. It is Bold 2.0, and I would venture to say it's Bold 3.0 because this has never been done before. So I think it's a huge opportunity to get everybody in there. You're going to be, I mean, it's with the whole world, literally. And it's $99. So there really is no reason to do it unless you are, you know, a dual career agent, and obviously scheduling is an issue. So I totally understand that.
And obviously you're not.
Yeah. So if you're a dual career, I completely get that. The other thing too is this is a great opportunity. So I'm part of the growth committee in our office, so I'm going to push that a little bit too. This is so easy. This is a great opportunity if you guys are wanting to grow your downline to be able to go and offer what Keller Williams is offering you to any outside agents. So the KW Pivot Facebook page, that is put on by Keller Williams International. There's files, there's scripts, there's book clubs. I mean, there's so much being offered in there that all you have to do is invite people. You can just invite them to the Facebook page because a lot of people out there they're not with a company that's helping them stay engaged through all of this. So I think it's a big opportunity. I've invited, my goal is 20 people that I want to add to that. And I also want to have 20 outside agents sign up for Bold with me. I actually have 2 agents. One's from California from a Century 21 office, and the other one is from Arizona from a RE/MAX office. And these people are going to, number one, be engaged there, but they're never going to forget that you helped them. So whether they join Keller Williams or not is one thing, but it's really just our culture to help other people. And this is free tools that you can offer to them. So, you know, the Bold is obviously they're going to pay $99 if they want to do it, but just reach out to people. It's super easy to have them join, and you guys get to be the ones who help them through this. So highly recommend Bold. And then obviously, is everybody getting Kimber's emails as far as scheduling is concerned? And if you are missing, we know there's a ton of recordings going on right now. So, you know, I have 7 Zoom calls today. So me getting on Pivot and all of that is probably not going to happen today, but everything's recorded and Kimber's really good at sending those out. So if you guys are missing some good stuff, jump back on there. Did everybody see Scott Hardy's farming training last week?
Yeah, it was fabulous.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it not fabulous? Has everybody started or been motivated to start a farm?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, you guys, if you guys don't have anything else, any other questions for the group or anything, I would say let's just go forth, prosper for the week. Really focus on that lead generation. There's so many things you guys can be doing. I love what Kimber just shared. You know, you can share Keller Mortgage, you can share Keller Covered. I mean, there's so many things that can be offered as you're calling these people. So don't feel like it's, you know, I know it's uncomfortable. Hey, do you want to buy or sell your house in the middle of a pandemic? But come from contribution. Think of the things that we can offer and don't stop lead generating. So, Kimber, do you have anything else to add?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. Just
Okay,
come
you guys.
Tuesday and Thursday if you can to those trainings.
Yes, and you're doing a website one too, right? Helping people with websites.
Oh, yeah. So good point. So for the month of April, I sent this out. I'll post it on our Facebook again. If you want me to set up your website for you, I'm just putting a list of whoever's emailed me and said, yes, I want you to. I'm just putting that list through and I'm just getting through it over the next week or so. And the reason why I'm doing it is there's just a lot of people, it's like not a lot of creativity, but enough where people are like, oh, I'll just do it later. And so it's really quick and easy for me to do. And so I wanted to have something I could offer you guys that it would just be set up. And then if you wanted to put that as your landing page, you know, in the future for a Facebook ad, then you're not thinking, oh, well, I have to go set that up. So just email me. I sent out the things I need from you in order to do that. So just email me the items I need, and then sometime in April, I will get that done for you.
Awesome. Thanks for doing that.
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, you guys have a fantastic week. Let me know if you need any help, or Kimber. We're here to help you guys. So text us, call us, email us. Have a fantastic week.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.